Come to define us in the mid-morning, but it's the sort of music we need to take a break from. Those kind of timeless classical music that seem to have been lost with a generation that doesn't seem to appreciate good music at all. But it doesn't matter. Good morning to you again, our listeners on Classic Radio, Classic 105.5 and 105.9. And we say good morning to our viewers just joining us on GBN Television as GBN Channel 7, Channel 11, Channel 20 if you're in cable. Those of you that's following us via the World Wide Web at www.gbn.gd, or you're probably following us via our Facebook page, whichever platform you're on. We say thanks for being part of the program and welcome to the televised edition of the Mid-Morning Buzz. Education is, as we all agree, is one of the most critical foundations to our individual development and our advancement as a society. And in any society where efforts are not in place to ensure that the development of the citizenry, it begs the question, why are we here and what is our plans for the future? And it's always good when you get young people that's involved in education. It speaks well because very often we chide away young people and we say all the negative things that we can about them. But certainly whenever they come in for high commendation, you certainly have to acknowledge that. And this morning is on that backdrop. I want to say good morning to Mr. Kevin Holder from the Academy of Higher Learned Education. Good morning, Kevin. How are you?
I'm actually doing great today. What about you?
I am excellent, thank you. Excellent. It is good to have you on the program. First and foremost, it's not very often that you find young people that is endeavoring to make a difference in the field of education. Talk to me about your dreams, your aspirations, and then we'll get into specifically the academy and what is it that you are involved with.
Okay, sure, great. So before I begin, I just want to wish all women happy International Women's Day. And we know that women have contributed significantly in the field of education. So I must acknowledge women as it pertains to their support and guidance in the field of education. So my aspiration for education started at a very young age, where I saw that what was being taught in school was not matching with the realities that existed in today's society. So one of the things that I am passionate about is meeting the learning needs of each student in my classroom. So that's something that I'm passionate about. I'm really passionate about learning and looking at different ways in which both students, adults, learn in different environments and different spaces.
Is that desire that gave birth to the Academy of Higher Education, correct?
Yeah, so it actually came out of my research project for my master's, where I looked at the different learning needs of students and how we can incorporate technology as well as using data to make informed decisions. Because today, of course, we know that the world is evolving, it's changing, technology, communication. These things are at the forefront of the world that we live in today. So therefore, our education has to match today's society and not what would have been previously done before.
So having established that, let's take us through the offerings that's available at the Academy.
Sure. So at the Academy of Higher Education, we provide full-time as well as part-time classes for secondary school students, adult learners, as well as repeaters who wish to pursue CSEC, CAPE, and TXC associate degrees. We also provide SBA support and guidance. So both our secondary school students as well as our adult students have the opportunity to do SBA. We also offer personalized tutoring classes that are designed to meet your learning needs, because we understand that not everyone learns the same way. So what we do is that we develop instructions or teaching strategies to suit your learning needs as a student. So like we would use PowerPoint, we would use videos, we would do one-on-one session, we would do flipped classroom where we provide you with the information on hand and then we discuss it. We also match what you learn in the classroom with the real world. Because remember, we're preparing persons for the real world. Also as well, you have adults coming in to do courses like office administration, PO, a POB to enhance their skills in administration, secretarial work, clerical work, also as well any sort of office administration or accounting jobs.
So with that vast offering that you have, one may beg the question, what's the competitive advantage? Why would I want to attend your academy as compared to going to some other facility that is available on the island?
Very good question. So one of the things is that our cost is affordable. So we make education affordable for all groups of persons, whether it be secondary school students, adults, or repeaters. Our cost is affordable. Also, as well, we offer flexibility. So we have classes from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. We also have both online classes and physical classes. All right. And our material is recorded. You also have class notes. All the textbooks are provided free of cost. Once you register as a student at our institution, you get all your textbooks in e-copy free of charge.
Oh, e-copies. Okay. Right. But what that is. But that is actually quite good. When you say your prices are competitive, when people are saying competitive, I mean, can you give us an idea? So somebody, let's say, I'm in secondary school, and I just wanted, let's say, to do whatever subjects, 2 or 3 subjects. Comparatively, what are your costs? If you don't mind sharing.
So someone who would just do 2 subjects would pay $240 in tutoring. They get their tutoring, one-on-one classes, they get class recording, class notes, they also get e-textbook, and we also support them during the SBA. So they have the option to do an SBA or a paper 2. All of that for $240 per month if you wish to do 2 subjects. If you're doing 3 subjects, it will be $280. If you're doing 5 subjects, it's $400 a month. So we cater for your budget. Some persons may need to complete 4 subjects within an academic year. We would pace them. We'll tell them you can do 2 subjects first, then in other semester you can do another 2, because CSEC is offered twice. You can write CSEC in January and May, June of each year.
And you offer those subject. Your offerings is across all subject areas that's available at the secondary level and at the CSEC level?
Yes, at the CSEC level. Also, as well, we also provide CAPE courses for students who are pursuing CAPE, who may want to become teachers, who may want to enter into university. We provide CAPE courses, and we also offer the CXC associate degrees as well.
I mean, what I do like about it is the flexibility from 9 in the morning to 9 in the evening. I mean, most courses, persons, the challenge is that they have to finish work. Let's assume you're already in the workforce and you're trying to get some additional subjects under your belt. Most evening classes, they probably go from 4:30 to 7. And most adults will tell you, boy, I have to run from one to the next. But I'm getting the sense that you said yours is adapted to meet the scheduling, whatever scheduling pattern that one has.
Correct. So persons who may end work at 5 p.m., they have an hour or 2 to get home, and we have night classes which start from 7 to 9 p.m. But these classes, however, are online. So you must have access to reliable internet or data to be able to access this class. Even sometimes you may have challenges with internet connectivity. We also do what we call chunk size learning, where we would liaise with the student via WhatsApp. So we can send voice notes, we can send PowerPoints, PDF, and the student can go through, and we time them, like, do this activity for 5 minutes, I'll check back with you to see. So this is where you get a personalized experience in the classroom.
And what I particularly get, I get the sense that you offer a full-fledged support to the students. So it's not a case whereby, because it's a paid class, you're paying for it, I just give you work and you're on your own. I get the sense that you're there to hold their hand through their sessions.
Definitely. One of our mantra is meeting students' learning need through active support. So in order for us to be able to meet our students' learning need, we also need to support them during their cycle or their time with us as students. And some of the ways that we can support them is by doing study timetables for them, doing time management workshops, making our classes really flexible and adjustable to suit their needs, because we live in a world that is now technologically savvy. The demands of the world is more than it was 20 years ago. So we must be able to meet these demands as they happen or occur.
And that learning experience that's available, the fact that it is often online, it means that you're not limited to just Grenada, correct?
Correct. So we have 4 physical campuses. So we have one in Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, St. Lucia, and St. Martin. And we do offer to students in Jamaica, Antigua, and other Caribbean countries that also pursue CCFK and CFK associated.
And does it allow for the classroom setting? Is it mixed, or so I can be in a classroom setting online, that is? One of those virtual sessions where I can interact with students in other islands? Is that how it is, one of those virtual?
Yeah. Yes, so you do have classes like that. So you would have the opportunity where you have students from Grenada interacting with students from St. Lucia and Trinidad and other Caribbean countries. And this helps to build regionalism and unity. You also learn about culture, you learn about language and the importance of dialect and how this has added to our uniqueness as a Caribbean country. So all of this, so the examples that we use in our classroom is regional. So at the same time, students are learning about the region in which they live.
And that comes in even more so handy in the context of CSME, CARICOM as it is, and us being a regional community. It makes it easy for you to not just appreciate what's happening here in Grenada, but learning and appreciating how you adapt that to what's happening within another regional territory.
Correct, very correct, very important. So yes, students also get to understand what is happening in other countries. They also learn about development, and also you have the sharing of skills and knowledge, sometimes happening in the classroom, which are the moments that we really enjoy and appreciate about our flex blended learning approach that we have brought to the regional exams.
Let us talk about persons that are out there that are interested in being part of the academy, how they can do so, and start the road to learning.
Definitely. So persons who are interested, they can visit our Facebook page, Academy of Higher Education, or they can visit our Instagram page, Academy of Higher Education. For our students in Grenada, our number is 537-1679. 537-1679. So you can reach us by phone call or WhatsApp. You can also email us as well at academyhigher.edu@gmail.com as well. All right, so we have different ways, and we also have a 24-hour WhatsApp number. So we do have people around the club who would provide support, as we understand from carrying out research. So any class that we carry out, any country that we operate in, we do research. So the data that we gather informs us, like what time do people usually are active at night. So we use that data to develop and improve our system. So this is why our students so places great importance on data, because data helps in our decision making. So we don't operate ad hoc. We use the data provided by the citizens of the respective Caribbean country to inform us how we should deliver our content to adult secondary school students.
I'm liking this, and this sounds really, 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 really exciting. Because one of the most frustrating things you would find for a student, or anybody that's in a student, it doesn't matter what level you're at, whether secondary, you're grown, you're advanced, whatever it is, but especially when you're home at night and trying to get something, get information, and you're telling some boy I have to wait until tomorrow or the next day to have access to my tutor. No, I just literally send a message and I can have the assurance that my tutor is going to respond to me within a reasonable time?
You may not get a tutor responding, but you would get our support team, and the support team will relay the information. So this is the good thing, is that sometimes students can say they don't have access to our class. The support team can then check our systems to ensure that they have. So they may not get onto a tutor immediately, but they can.
Somebody's there too.
Yes, to respond to their questions, query, issues, or any sort of concern they may have.
Your offerings, do you offer classes at the primary level as well, or is it just at what level do you start?
All right, so we have been asked about our primary classes. We do to some extent, but more on an individual level. So we haven't fully developed it yet here in Grenada, but we start from Form 3 and onward. So if you're in Form 3, you can be a part of our classes.
But you're saying if somebody's at the primary level, let's say they're getting ready they have a child or children for CPEA, you can make that personalized arrangement to get some assistance.
Definitely. So we do offer those things.
It sounds really exciting, and I'm really hoping that persons can really take advantage of the fact that what I particularly like too is that you are embracing the new frontier, technology, and adapt, because a lot of individuals, the whole concept of learning online at one time was limited just to persons at the tertiary level, and adapting to it during COVID, it posed a bit of a challenge. But I'm happy that the academy is here and changing that. You offer face-to-face, as you said. I'm watching your banner above your head, full-time, part-time. So it doesn't matter where you're at.
Yes, we're here because we have experts. So most of our educators are qualified, they're well trained. So they are not just trained in subject area, but they're training in education and instructions, meaning that we first look at what are the learning needs, and then we prepare our learning strategies or lessons around what is your learning needs. So we never do. So we use you, the students, to get the information to prepare our classes.
Wow. And those full-time sessions, full-time and part-time classes, is that equivalent to a person literally, they come to school, but they're literally going to school. So they wake up and they come to school from 9 o'clock in the morning, and they go through the day as a regular student.
Correct, yes. So we do facilitate those classes as well. But again, our approach is a flex blended learning approach. So our classes do not exceed 5 to 10 students. Because if we do that, it means the approach will not work, because we need to also have that personalized experience.
How does what the academy offer, how does what you offer in your estimation change add to that transformative touch that's been asked for, and some have been saying is what's needed in terms of changing the status quo and the landscape of the gray areas within our education system?
Okay, so one of the things that we look at is looking at what is the societal needs. So your education system should meet what are the societal needs. So we're looking at the millennial goals, the developmental goals for the country. So then now we use that data to develop our instruction. Because students need to have a greater appreciation as to why am I doing this? How can the subject that I'm going to do help improve the society in which I live or coexist? All right, because here in Grenada, we have a lot of opportunities. We have a lot of educated, passionate people, but then we need to also show them how they can turn that passion into something that is profitable, something that is sustainable at the same time. So this is the linkages that we want to meet with the delivery of our education system.
20 minutes gone past the hour. Kevin Holder from the Academy of Higher Learning. Let me ask you, Kevin, a lot of education system in ours, sometimes people are when you take a critical look at it, it seems driven, information driven. So persons what they get is information. But there's always the challenge of, so what do I do and how do I apply, how do I adapt? So whether or not I'm doing physics, math, a lot of children, they go to school and they just start do equations, quadratic equations, do trigonometry, but they do not understand its application to life. Is that part of what you offer so that they can really understand how do you apply trigonometry and to life as it is? To the real world?
Yeah. Yes, so aspects of our classes will include project-based learning. So through projects, students gain a greater appreciation and understanding of how they can use these concepts or ideas learning mathematics, physics, chemistry. You must apply. So for example, persons can use chemistry to make things like mayonnaise, also as well things like yogurt, to knowing how to make chemicals and substance. All of these help persons who are in these industry when it comes to making mayonnaise or yogurt. Chemistry plays a very important part. So if students are able to experience the real life scenario or situation, they have a greater appreciation for the subject area.
And you mentioned chemistry, but even, persons is interested in you'll find an individual, Kevin, who's, let's say, a builder, they're into construction. And you ask them about, let's say, trigonometry, angles, and those different things. And they may tell you, I don't know about that. But then when you go on the job, and let's say the contractor tells you to splice a piece of board for me, then you realize, but hold on. Or he tells you, okay, well, 1 3/8 measurements. Basically, it is it is what we see in front of us every day in our lives. Physics, chemistry, biology, it is all around us.
Yes, it is correct. So what we as teachers are required to do is to bring those experiences to life in the classroom. So that is sometimes where the disconnect lies, with us not bringing that real life experience. I myself sometimes take blame to that. But of course, when you reflect as an educator, you begin to develop these types of strategies to ensure that students not just learn, but they have a greater appreciation and understanding of what they learn.
And I agree with you before we wrap, because very often that is the challenge, that they get information, but the question is that they become overloaded conduits, too much in their head, and they don't know what to do with it. How do I apply it? So I learn physics, and I hear Newton's law of motion. But what does Newton's law of motion, his first law of motion, seems as though it's totally irrelevant to who I am. What do I do? How do I exist in this world? Not realizing every day you interact with those laws. Charles's law in chemistry, Newton's law of motion. You see it, you feel it around us, but not realizing.
Yes, correct. So very true. So these are things that we need to take into consideration, and this is the importance of having evaluations and survey data. Data help us to identify issues or problems or gaps, as you said, or gray areas that is required to that we are required as educators to improve.
You did give your number as 4371679, but if someone is looking to find your physical location, where are you located?
Right, so we are on Lucas Street, so they can always call us and we can give directions. So we are on Lower Lucas Street.
Well, Kevin, just from listening to what you offer, it sounds really, really, really exciting, and I do hope persons will take the opportunity to advance on the academic pursuits, and not just advancing, but within a controlled quality environment that's allowed for selective, dedicated learning, and at a price that is quite reasonable, because that is very often the deterrent to persons advancing themselves. Affordability. And you seem to be making that and bridging that gap. Thanks a lot, Kevin. All the best to you, Cameron. We'll definitely continue to have this conversation at a different time and place. But all the best to you and the team at the Academy.
Thank you so much.
25 minutes gone past the hour end of the morning time. It is Wednesday, Grenada. We get it ready. We're, of course, taking care of academic issues. Now we got to figure out what's in our pots and our pans and in our bellies. Not just for today, but for the rest of the week. We check out our friends down at Real Value and see what's happening. That's Cammy and the gang. We'll be right back right here on the Mid-Morning Buzz.
Join GBN on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. for Interesting Grenadians, a program that showcases the lives of interesting and outstanding Grenadians at home and abroad. It's Interesting Grenadians every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. on GBN. Don't you miss it.
Join GBN Television and K105 FM on March 22nd and 29th from 8 p.m. for the Antillean Life Health Forum, a new focus on health, a collective approach made possible by Antillean Life Insurance, Spice Isle Imaging Center, Gittins Healthcare, Grenada Planned Parenthood Association, Grenada Paper Products, Hubbard's Motor Department, 7 Seas, and the Grenville Credit Union.
COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by a new coronavirus introduced to humans for the first time. It is spread from person to person, mainly through the droplets produced when an infected person speaks, coughs, or sneezes. These droplets can land in the mouths or noses of people who are nearby. These droplets are too heavy to travel far in the air. They only travel approximately 1 meter and quickly settle on surfaces. This is the reason person-to-person spread is happening mainly between close contacts. The exact time that the virus can survive on surfaces is not yet known. So it is wise to clean surfaces regularly, particularly in the vicinity of people infected with COVID-19. Hands touch many surfaces, which can be contaminated with the virus. You should therefore avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth, since contaminated hands can transfer the virus from the surface to yourself. When coughing or sneezing, cover your mouth and nose with the bend of your elbow or use a disposable tissue. If a tissue is used, discard it immediately into a closed bin. The most effective way to prevent the spread of the new coronavirus is to clean your hands frequently with an alcohol-based hand rub or soap and water. This will eliminate the virus if it is on your hands. Stay healthy and prevent the spread of COVID-19.
You know, one day I woke up and, you know, they painted a set of pedestrian crossing all along the streets. You know, nobody told us how to use that thing properly.
I know how.
You're serious?
Every safe, good driver knows about these things. As a driver, you have to be very attentive. You know you're coming up close to a pedestrian cross, you start slowing down immediately, looking to see if there's any pedestrian on the side getting ready to cross. If there is, you stop on the line that is a certain distance before the crosswalk. Then you would see the pedestrian put their hands out, looking directly at you, indicating that they are going to cross. And only when you have come to a complete stop, that is when they will quickly and safely cross to the other side. And then you continue happily on your journey.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact, wait for pedestrian to cross. Then you happily continue on your journey.
This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
My granddaughter.
It is exactly 29 minutes. I've gone past the hour of 11 o'clock in the morning. Time it's the Sound of Classic, and GBN Television, Channel 7, Channel 11, Channel 20. And we say good morning to those of you that's following us via the Facebook feed. Good morning to Julian Alexander, Cynthia, Chad Henry, and others. To you, wherever you are, thanks for being part of the broadcast. And those of you on the World Wide Web at www.gbn.gd, we say thanks for being part of the program. We did say initially we took care of our academic needs. We've made some money. We now need to ensure how do we spend that money and get it to stretch in these hard economic times. But you don't need me to tell you much about that, because that's what Cami and the team from Real Value is here for. Good morning, Cams. How are you?
Good morning. I am well. I am very, very well, actually. How are you today?
I'm excellent. Excellent. You know me. I live above, not under.
Okay, well, I mean, that's awesome.
I am excellent. I'm excellent. The only person that probably competes with me is probably Real Value as an organization, because
well, that could be true. Yeah, and let me just start off with saying to all the women, girls, everyone out there, I just want to say Happy International Women's Day. I mean, some of you are not quite a woman, but we're getting close. So Happy International Women's Day. I know a lot of us women are very hardworking. We take care of home, we take care of family. We have pressures on a day-to-day basis, and we deal with them, as they come, right? So I just want to cheers to you guys. Big up yourselves. We make the world work as it should.
And all the men say amen. Any male that doesn't agree with that, you find one want to play stoosh now, that's not a man, that's just a male specimen. He's a pattern.
Well, you're saying that, and I'm actually sitting in my office right now, and I big up the women, and all the guys in here are laughing,
What's there to laugh about? I mean, I think if we really consider it, I mean, most of us, our upbringing, we probably realize, and very often we take it for granted because we don't really pay attention to the role and the influence that a woman, a female, has played in our lives, starting from birth, our mothers. And if we look at it in that context, I often wonder, how is it, or your sister or sisters, it is difficult for you to disrespect in any way, form, or fashion a woman. The same way you don't agree with your mommy, you don't agree with your sister, you don't go beating them, do you? So then, for the love of God, why you want to hit the people, girl? Anyway, don't let me get started this morning. I do not want to get started. That is one. But honestly, I have a zero tolerance for it. Comes zero tolerance for it. When you hear men make excuse for their violence, their outbursts, listen to me. When you get angry, go outside, take a brush, scrub the yard, cut some grass outside, paint, go do something. For the love of, there are ways to count to 100, count to 1,000,000 backwards. Yeah, go and watch. Take your tablet, watch your car, go and watch a horror movie, watch something, watch Tom and Jerry. Do not abuse and hit them people, girl, children, as they say. Leave them alone. Come on, gee. Whoever gets a nice piece of steak and takes it and just throw it on the ground, what do you do with it?
Okay, I totally agree with what you said, and because I don't want to get started on that, I feel very, very strongly on it. But
that's fine.
Yeah, I think we'll move along gingerly because we don't want to get caught out in this conversation. My opinions are quite strong.
Well, I think it's one of us.
I just want people to know that I agree wholeheartedly with everything that Joseph just said.
All I would just say is that for me personally, I think we need to embrace some more draconian laws when it comes to men who find it difficult to temper themselves, moderate their actions and their behavior. I would prefer if you say nothing to a woman when you get angry, then you decide to say, and figure. Like some men that would decide, I'm talking to her and she ain't listening. Like, seriously? You're speaking to her and she's not listening? But your mother complained the same thing about you all her life. But, okay, let's go to Blue. Okay, real value, and again, so all of the hardworking independent women. And that's why it's important, Cams, that women, their parents, they teach them those values and virtues from a very early age. And we move away from the notion that society has confirmed to a lot of women that they need a man in their life to be successful. And need a man in order to build it. No, you don't. You don't. Trust me. You could do without me. If you have me, it's a blessing because I'm one of a kind.
I know somewhere in there you would have put that in there. Well, I was waiting patiently for you to do it.
It is the truth, Cammy. But let's talk about the one of a kind. Let's talk about the one of a kind customer service and products and great deals that we get at Real Value every day in the week.
Of course. So remember last week we were talking about the St. David's Day, which was the 1st of March, and we also mentioned the fact that we were having a promotion online. Just to mention that the promotion continues this week. However, it's more geared towards new customers. So once you're a new customer that signs up online, then you receive a 5% discount on your entire purchase once you're a new shopper from St. David's. So as I said before, all you need to do is go onto the website, which is www.realvalueiga.com. You sign up. And so there's a sign right at the top right-hand corner that says sign in or create account. For you, because it's a new shopper position, you actually create an account and then you start shopping right away. Remember, with the website, you can shop via barcodes as well. So you don't necessarily have to go in searching. You could go through your pantry, in your kitchen, whatever it is. So once the item has a barcode, you could go there, you could scan it, you could see if the item is available at the supermarket, if we have it in stock, if we don't have it, and then it automatically goes towards your shopping list as well. So you can do that on the website, and it makes it easier. You go, when you're finished shopping, you go through your checkout process, and of course you just select St. David's. Right, you give directions, and once you do that, you automatically get a 5% discount on your entire shopping experience. So this goes from today up until the 14th of March.
It is that easy.
That easy, And I mean, it's just as easy as going and shop on Amazon. So you can consider Real Value Grenada's Amazon right now in terms of grocery services.
Well, now that you put it that way, you force me to agree with you.
Mm-hmm. Quite a bit of people shop on Amazon. I know because it's easy and accessible, and so is Real Value's website. It's very easy. The user face is user friendly. It's quite easy to deal with, quite easy to navigate. Of course, you could shop by aisles on the website. You could shop by dietary requirements. If you're low fat, low sugar, lactose intolerance. The specifications on the website that you could just go to, click on it, and everything that's low fat, will pop up. Everything that's low sugar will pop up. Everything that's lactose free will pop up. So it's quite easy for us to deal with. Of course, you have to have a credit card or a debit card to be able to shop online. Mm-hmm. If you have it, there's also like a small handling fee, and we deliver to the entire parishes. So from Grandance to Brizan, we go. Happy Hill, Boucherjou, all the places in St. David's, Belle Isle, Malmont, all the places in St. David's and St. George's, we go to as well. Free delivery. Of course, one of the major things as well, you could pick it up. You could pick up your shopping. So we do curbside delivery. You don't even have to come inside the supermarket. You shop online, and then when you're coming, you say, "Hey, I'm coming," and then we deliver your stuff to your car right outside the supermarket doors. So you don't even have to exit the car. You could pull up right in front, ask the security nicely to not tow away your vehicle.
Right.
Right. and then, someone will come out, they will put your stuff in your car for you, your car, your van, your vehicle, whatever transportation you have, and then, you drive off because, that's it.
And the truth is, Cams, a lot of persons would have found it easy to adapt to those arrangements during COVID. But those arrangements, they go beyond COVID. I think it just helps to manage and economize on your time. I don't have time to go into the supermarket because you have no guarantee how much people is in there. So you may have, let's say you come from lunch, or you're even heading home. You rush to go home to prepare dinner, you have another assignment, whatever it is. Time is not the fact. So while you're on lunch or the night before, you guys go online, put my shopping list. I know it's put together when I come. All I have to do, throw it in the trunk, they cash me out, and I'm on my way. 5 minutes or less, and I'm on my way.
Yeah, and as you rightly said, the process is quite easy because one of the things, though, you pay online, so you don't have to, wait for change or you have to scan your credit card. Everything is online, right? And then, somebody packs your groceries for you. There's no need, as you rightly said, to stand in line because we're not sure how much time these things are going to last.
I like that.
One person in front of you, it might seem like if they have, small set of groceries, but when they start to take out things from the car,
we know that. No, that can could just rile you up, right? especially when you're busy. Like seriously, and then all of a sudden they're in front of the queue in front of you, and then something, and then the cashier call him for help, and you start going, "Oh Lord, have mercy."
Yeah, and then I'm guilty of this as well. You're right by the cashier, and then you remember, "Oh my gosh, I forgot to check the thing that's right in the back of the supermarket." So now you have to go run in the supermarket while people are waiting in the line for you, and you can't even find the thing. What are you checking? You know how we are.
Shop online.
So
we just say shop online.
Sometimes shopping online is quite simple. It's quite easy, and it's less of a hassle. And the only thing that you really have to do is just sign your documents to make sure that you've received it.
Right.
Because of course we have to follow certain protocols. We have to make sure that we give you what you want, and whatever it is exactly there. So that's all you need to do. You don't need to get out of your car if you don't want to.
Okay, could you imagine
if you're picking up?
Could you imagine if I go home and I realize my 2 ounces of cheese are bag not in the bag?
Yes, I could imagine that.
Yeah, I could easily imagine that. I pay for my 2 ounces of cheese, and my 2 ounces of cheese is not in my bag. I got the 2 pounds of rice and a pound of sugar, but the 2 ounces of cheese isn't in my bag. I'm going to call.
Well, I'm sure we'll hear about it quite strongly.
Oh, wouldn't you? But there would be no need for that.
Yes, I know we will.
It wouldn't be any need for that. So shopping online is always an option, and we want to encourage our users to use the facility. We know also that when it comes to Real Value, there's a place where you can get your fresh fruits, vegetables, your produce, because every week you go out and you make the appeal. Grenada, fresh fruits and vegetables. With that being said, tell me, what are you looking for this week?
Okay, well, there has not been much changes to what we're looking for. We're still looking for the same things that we did last week. So again, the list is pineapples, honeydew, cantaloupe, Christophine, radish, yam, broccoli flower, cauliflower, green cabbages, purple red cabbages, tangerines, mandarin, passion fruit, beets, and of course bell peppers. And remember, we talk about a little bit of the supply and demand in the country. Yes, even if we get 5 cases of it. 5 cases, when you come to think of it, is not really a lot.
Right.
In the natural scheme of things. Remember, a lot of people are going vegan, vegetarian. A lot of people are trying to eat healthier, to boost their immune system and stuff like that. So, yeah, if you think that you have a lot, we probably would want more. Okay, so if you know farmers, if your friend is a farmer, if you are a farmer, if somebody is thinking about, I should buy some land and stuff, tell them, yes, please go ahead. There's always a demand for local products, local, organic products, organic produce.
Right. Yeah? So there's a demand for the products, but there's also a demand for the there is one particular thing that is compulsory.
ID.
You need your farmer's ID. There's no if that's not something that you compromise on. There's no we ain't playing with that one. We need your farmer's ID.
No.
Straight up.
Yeah. You know, we have a saying, give jackets jackets. And, you know, when you have your farmer's ID, that is what we're in essence doing. Giving the farmers who work so hard on their crops the ability to make the money off of their hard work, right? And that is what Real Value does. You know, we give credit where credit is due. And if you're a farmer, we know that you work long hours, you work hard hours, you work out in the sun, rain. If we had snow, you probably would be working out in the snow as well, right? You know, to make a little dollar and to help our community because, you know, farming helps the economy.
I dug up some turmeric behind my house about 2 weeks ago. So you can call me Farmer Joe, right?
Yeah. So
Cams, you know what? I would pass on that only because it's today.
so how much of it did you dig up?
A lot, plenty, a lot. Yeah, I was actually surprised there was actually that much turmeric. I grew it by the back of the house, and I was surprised I have turmeric for the next year.
I'm proud of you. Awesome.
I was proud of me. I said, Joe, those hands of yours.
Let me give you a round of applause.
Yeah, I probably need to get some turmeric to Rachel. Tell Rachel I'll have to get her some Rachel.
You know, all of us need some land to farm. You know.
But you ain't. But what farm? You ain't no farmer. Yeah, I know. That's why.
Like and you know, some people have a green thumb and some don't. Yeah, I don't.
I think that thing grew only because nature, God had it to be. I'm not gifted in that area. That's not me. But for all you farmers,
God didn't have to give us everything, Joe.
Didn't have to give us everything. But for you farmers that you have the gift, you're skilled. Get your farmer's ID if you intend to do business with Real Value, and it could be a nice way. You could be a constant supplier because every week, every day, there is a demand for fresh fruits and vegetables because that's what they do. And you also look for local.
You were looking for livestock, so beef. Yeah. So if you have beef, we would like to purchase your beef from you. So you take the full carcasses. Of course, you have to take out the insides, and then we sell the entire thing, resting us. So everything you say, because you know, there is a demand for local beef.
Wow.
And each part of the beef. So even the cow head, yes, we sell cow head in the supermarket.
Well, I didn't know you sell cow head, but people may not know there is a lot of meat in a cow head. I found out that years ago. I was like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there's a lot of meat. Yeah, in which those cavities and in the brain inside of there, there's loads of meat inside of there. Yeah.
Yeah, but in most Asian countries and stuff like that, you know, they eat everything. So, you know, that's like good for the bone marrow and stuff like that.
It's only no one neck of the woods where we are a bit squirmish. We eating that, me eat that. Well, once it's in a plate to me, once it's in a plate in front of me, I tried it. Really. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh yeah, what did it say? Once you could eat it?
No, I mean, I believe I tried. If the body doesn't want it, it's going to reject it. You know what? But leave that alone.
Yeah, that's what I tell my friends as well. Try it once. If you don't like it, then you don't have to try it again.
You know, but the one thing you have to try over and over is to make sure you shop at Real Value. That's the one.
I agree with you.
That's a repeat. You know, that's a must be a repeat experience.
Exactly. Real Value makes your life easier, I find. You know, I find it makes our lives easier. So we might as well just shop at Real Value. Like, I don't have a car, unfortunately. So for me, like having my goods delivered to my door, and they come right up to my door and deliver me. And it's just not a Cammy thing. Cammy, you're working with us, so this is what you do. This is an everybody thing. So everybody could get their groceries delivered right to their front door.
I gotta try that one day. Yeah, when they imagine my foot up on the veranda and I'm sipping water in my champagne glass. You know what I'm doing? I'm sipping water in my champagne glass, and you pull up. Yeah, boss, come here, pack up here. That's me. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's what I do. I feel when I want to feel fancy, I just put out a glass, put some champagne, wine in it, or water, or juice. Or anything really, they
don't have to know.
Some vitamin C.
They don't have to know what's in it.
I want to feel fancy, rich and educated.
That's right, man.
So I do that as well.
Well, can we big up your whole self?
I do it on a day-to-day basis. Thank you.
I think every so often we need to find a point in time in our life where you just cut loose from the regiment and the everything. Just be naughty in a good way though. Like that, just
let your hair down. Hurting anybody, you can be as naughty as you want.
Yeah, the only I think I have a difficulty doing it right now though is letting my hair down.
So let's talk about the frequent shopper. We can tell that you have issues with letting your hair down.
Serious problems. But let's talk about the frequent shoppers. 10 to the hour.
Yeah, serious problems require modern solutions.
I'm telling you, divine intervention.
Okay, so our frequent shopper program is still active.
Right.
Remember, once you use your card, you get 1 point for every dollar you spend. So every dollar you spend, you get a point. After you get 500 points, you can use those points towards your purchase, meaning that if one day you don't have enough cash on you to buy a specific product or, products, you could always use the points off your card. They translate to money in the supermarket. Not cash, but they could buy your goods in the supermarket, right? There's also goods on the shelves, the supermarket shelves as well, that can give you discounts. In order for you to know how many points you have, it's always printed on your receipt. So every time you have a transaction at the supermarket, it will tell you how much points you had before, how much points you received of the purchase, and your total points standing at the end of every purchase. And of course, again, I said it's on your receipt. Okay? In terms of the frequent shopper, the sign up is free. We just ask a little information like your name, your address, telephone number, and these helps in case we have a frequent shopper promotion. A lot of our promotions, Christmas time, Carnival time, Easter time, surround our frequent shopper card, right? So if, let's say for Christmas, we had promotions as well. If we call you, we call you and we tell you, hey, come in, you want $500 shopping voucher for Christmas, that is helpful. So this is part of the reason why we get the information from you. I know when we've done frequent shopper in the past, quite a bit of people say, oh, why do you need all this for? I'm just giving an example of one of the reasons why we have we need that information. But it's free to sign up, of course. And as I mentioned before, for every dollar you spend, you get points, and the points translate to cash in the long run.
Is there an expiry date to it?
No, there's no expiration date for the card. So you can go and live in Timbuktu for 20 years, come back, and you can still use your card, you can still use the points on your card. Of course, if your card is stolen or broken, you could always come back to the supermarket. We do replacement cards. And the replacement cards, usually, we could always put back your points on it. So whatever points you have on your card, you could get it back if the card is replaced or needs replacing.
So I can safely say that my card is issued in December 2015. Still good in 2022.
Yes. Yeah, and it's still going to be good in 2029.
2029 is going to be fine because real value is going to be here, and we'll still be demanding fresh fruits and vegetables. Really, really incredible deals. Oh, the only thing that we almost, before we ran out, I didn't realize. Quickly, what are the specials today? Any deals today? Okay, so well, the deals are still the same from last week. We still have a special on Hunt's tomato sauces and the tomato-based products, Hunt's tomato-based products. So once you go into the supermarket, there's special discounts on that. It's only $5 for each of those on that special display. As well, just remember on our website, we also have a sales category where you could go into and look and see what's on sale in the supermarket place. Kaboom, it is that easy. Check out the folks at Real Value. Go on the website www.realvalueiga.com and just have fun. Pre-order, whether it's curbside pickup, or just tell us, guys, listen, you check me home now. Vibes me. Yeah, I like that. While you guys, I go do my thing, you do your thing, and you all would holler at me later. Thanks a lot, Cabs. A wonderful good morning, well, good afternoon, and lunch to all you the wonderful folks down there at Real Value. Please go and tell Rachel, my dear sister, that I said good morning. Make sure.
I will.
And good morning to you. And to all the wonderful women down there at Real Value, Cams, yourself, James, Rachel. Selma still with you?
No, not right now.
But it doesn't matter. Happy International Women's Day to all the women at Real Value. To you, wherever you are, those on social media, those as part of the GBN network and the GBN family, inside and outside, happy Women's International Women's Day to you. And certainly, it don't often seem that way, but there are those of us men who recognize the hard work and efforts of the women out there that play their part in building our society. All the best, Cams. Enjoy lunch. It's 7 minutes on to the hour. Remind you at the top of the hour is a luncheon edition production of our News and Current Affairs Department. And if you're really not sure what you're going to have for lunch, call the folks at Real Value IG 439-2121 and tell them put you onto the deli and see what's in there for lunch. Well, the luncheon edition comes up at the top of the hour and will be presented by Crystalina John. Until then, so long. JC loves you. I'll leave you here for today. And again, wishing you all the hardworking, independent women. Happy International Women's Day from the management staff, the whole kit and caboodle of the GBN. We say good morning, good afternoon to you. Enjoy the lunch. Hello, Z. Happy International Women's Day to you, Z. Hello, Jan. Yeah. Okay, Janny. I'll see you in a while. So long. Goodbye, folks.